All right, friends. So this is actually the first video of Christmas 2025. I am so excited. Right next to me is the viral Home Depot Christmas tree. Now, if you watched my videos last year, you know that that was not the aesthetic that I was going for. But this year, they came out with a flocked version. So I got it. I got it back in August. But we are going to be setting that up today and doing ribbons. Now I am going to do a two-part, not so much tutorial, but more along skimming through. If you want a tutorial, a thorough tutorial on how to put your Christmas tree together and ribbons and picks and all that good jazz, then check out last year's video. I'll try to link it down below. And yeah, so let's unbox this tree and let's get her set up and make sure she works. And then we are going to be adding ribbons to her today. So let's get on with it.
Remember the reason for the season on. Hey, remember the reason for the season on. Come on.
Remember the reason for the season on.
Simply Dallas. Remember the reason for the season on. Hey, remember the reason for the season on. Come on.
Remember the reason for the season on.
Simply Dallas.
Okay, so for this part, you get to see the lower portion. Now, I did make a statement last year in my video, and I stated to wear baggy, comfy clothes because especially dealing with flock products, you are going to get messy. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take out this tree, and I'm going to, perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Right. And as you can see, she is lit. A little side note about this Christmas tree is that this tree does not require any fluffing at all. Doesn't mean we are not going to fluff it, because we are. But this tree does not require any fluffing, which means we get to do more decorating. I just want to make sure. All right, so I know you can't see in the video all the detail, but these beautiful ornaments that I bought, they always get impatient, so I always play around before I get a feel of what my design is actually going to be. I know my color palette. I don't know the layout just yet. Then of course I bought brand new scissors for the season. If you don't have a good pair of ribbon fabric cutting scissors, so I ordered, and when you order in bulk, I ordered a ton so that I could A, make sure I get them, and B, I would have enough to go throughout the whole space. So we're gonna grab our ribbons right here, and then right here, and grab my chenille stems. I'm using these green chenille stems so that I can kind of camouflage it. So I'm looking, so the problem with these pre-fluffed trees is that they're very stiff. They have extra wire in their branches, so it makes it almost impossible to reshape the branch because they're designed to just take out of the box, set them up, and they're good to go. However, being a designer, that can be a pain. I'm not a big fan of pre-shaped trees, but I was like, you know what? It's going to be a design challenge this year. I really want this tree. So we're going to take the risk. We're going to do it. We're going to deal with it. And here we are. I don't think it looks bad. There is a lot of holes in this tree, but we're going to be putting a lot. This is a very majestic, royal tree to represent the birth of baby Jesus. It's all about him. I think what I'm going to do is go through here and see my picks from last year. Oh, I got brand new garlands. I have these cedar picks from last year. I don't know. So I'm gonna look for like really big holes in the tree that I want to add some texture, some dimension. Then I also have these that I bought last year, the wispy pine. And then like seeing here, there's like a really big hole. Listen to me, I ain't even got glasses on. I should be wearing my glasses. But like I said, I'm saving the larger branches, excuse me. The larger branches I'm saving for the bottom. And the shorter, smaller branches we're going to use for the top. Spot right here for one of those little wispy pine picks. Okay, so I found my wire cutters. These are my favorite wire cutters. It seems like I always lose them, whether it be fall or Christmas. Well, I did a wedding this year, so I wasn't able to decorate for fall. So here we are. I need something right here. I'm adding a lot, but not a lot, to this tree. Taking these pine cones off. I thought I removed them last year. Chatting with you as I'm decorating this Christmas tree. All right, to the tree. I want one right there. I need one right there, and then I need one over here to kind of balance it. I don't have to worry about the back as much in this instance because we have it in a corner. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is our magnolia picks. I want to animate them. I don't want them. The goal is to make it look natural. And I always like to bend right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I like to bend the wire, the stem, so that I can add it into my tree, and then I can adjust it. And save your plastic. I know I sound like a hoarder, but save your plastic. If you're doing this theme this year, or if this inspires you to do this theme this year, if you notice, I'm not just taking the magnolia pick straight out of the package and just going like this. I'm not just shoving them in. See how flat that is? So let me show you. This is my example. See that? That catches your eye. Of course, that needs to be flipped around or tucked. I don't like the dark green. But see this? You don't want to take it and just, you know, shove it in there. See that? Right here. Compared to that. That almost looks like you took it off of a tree, spray painted the leaves gold. That looks like you just shoved a pick in your tree. All right, so now that we got that down pat, we are moving around the tree. I'm gonna put one in the back because if you're walking this way, I want you to be able to, these are metallic, so Perfect. The goal to decorating is to always do the unexpected. That's what I've learned. If you think in your mind, somebody would really not do that, it's probably a good thing. You might want to try it when it comes to decorating. All right, and then I'm gonna place that one there. Always step back, look at your progress. I really, really like that. I think that's really pretty. I think it's gonna be really, really pretty with the berries. It's really pretty with the berries. Go ahead and fishtail this end. See what I'm talking about? And these were like $6 on Amazon. So, y'all all know how I make my bows, but if you forgot, take and gather. Make sure it's wired. You want it to be wired. You just gather it. Now, bows for a Christmas tree, I like to do, once again, unexpected. And then I'm gonna take my chenille stem that I cut in half, pull it, and then twist it just a couple times. And then you take your bow, like that. Go ahead and fishtail this end as well. If y'all have not watched my brand new updated home tour, please do so before you watch this video, because it's going to give you a basic layout without all this chaos. But see how pretty and simple that is? And then we look at our tree and we find like an empty spot, like right here is a perfect spot. And you always want to go in the tree and wrap it underneath the branch. And then you just take your ribbon and just kind of let it go where it wants to go. Like it does, yep, see? That's where it wants to go. See how pretty that is? All right, y'all. See how pretty that is? See how animated that looks? You have your berries, which I don't know if I'm gonna actually keep those there. And then you have your bow. Then you have your ribbon. That's just kind of like, it's just like weaving in and out of the tree. And that is so, so pretty. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. Boop. Boop. So I'm gonna make a few more of these bows and then I will get back with you. All right, so I think my mic is working. Now, here's the thing about Christmas decorating. As I turned the camera off and I was making my bows, I noticed there was a couple blank spots in my tree that needed that poof. So I opened up another pack of the magnolia leaves and I added them. So now we are going to add, got that ribbon to use. I also have this ribbon. I purchased this ribbon. If you watched my, I want to say, my plan and prep video for 2025, I bought this from Craft Outlet. It's not designer ribbon, but it feels really good. It's faux canvas. And on the nativity set that I have, let me grab it and I'll show you. To get this ribbon, do you see? Do you see the concept now? And then look at the tree. Okay. Which I know the tree is really hard to see. I'm trying to get myself in the frame as I'm decorating the Christmas tree. So, Forgive me, the video is not the best in the world, but I am gonna add, I do have, I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's right behind me, y'all. I do have burlap. I think I'm gonna add just a touch of burlap into the tree so that it ties these in. So I don't know how I'm gonna do the burlap, so let's do it together. Let's see. I'm going to go right here, and I think I'm just gonna let the ribbon kind of just tell me what it wants to do, because sometimes that is the best. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you are not working with wired ribbon, do not work with it. If you get satin ribbon, silk, any of those ribbons that are not wired, I'm gonna pray for you, because they're almost impossible to work with. Now, I just wanna take, and I'm just taking it, and I'm literally just going in and out of the tree. I'm gonna cut some shorter for the top, because we don't have a whole lot for the top. I've got some there, I want some right here. This is also too, for a slim tree like this, I want it to be on the inside. This needs to come more on the inside. I want it to feel like it's going in and out of my tree. And I'm also going to apologize. This is right up against my neck. I am, I'm doing the best I can, but this likes to go right there. Maybe let me try something. I'm just gonna. There, that's a lot better, isn't it? I bet it is. I'm a small YouTuber that is trying his best to, you know, make a difference in the YouTube community and the design community. I absolutely love decorating. I love showing you guys my tips and tricks and my techniques. I've been doing this for quite some time. Now I'm gonna take a little bit right here, and I think I'm just going to kind of pinch it right there, where it's like, there we go. So it just gives that little pop. I need to buy some more of this. All right, so this is all the ribbon I got left, and I'm going to have to use it over here. That's one thing I did not buy this year, was burlap ribbon. And then I'm gonna try to do the same thing with the canvas ribbon. I'm just gonna add just a little bit, because I want these to be the bows this year. And I think I'm just gonna add just a little pop right there. I like to go up when I'm at the top of the tree, but not so up that it takes away from the actual shape of the tree, if that makes any sense. The canvas, let's see how we're gonna do the canvas. I'll cut me just a little strip to play with, because I got plenty of the canvas. I made sure of that. And it's real thin, so if any of y'all buy this ribbon, just beware that it is thin, so you will have to be careful with it. But yeah, I like that. That just adds that subtle touch. It adds the ivory that is on the Mary and Joseph, because that's the star of this Christmas. And like I said, fishtail everything. Do it before you put it on the tree, because you want to make sure So I'm just cutting little strips. This tree is going to have a lot more ribbon on it than last year because I want that tapestry look. Versus you know, glitter and all that jazz. Although I do love me some, I love me bling. I'm gonna take you. And I'm gonna add some, I'm gonna add this because this is a stitched piece. I'm gonna add you to that side. Now I'm just gonna add a couple more pieces and I will be back on the next clip. Okay, I wanted to show y'all, before I add the blue ribbons, that's the next, you can see where I've added that canvas. The gold mesh metallic, that's the star because it matches this. It's almost a gold platinum, but it's mesh, so it's see-through. Of course, we're gonna fix that. You can see the little pops of burlap onto the tree. See, the little pops of burlap. To me, it softens and it grounds this tree. And then of course, I had the blueberries right there. And then everywhere you look, there's something. There's a little something. And of course, that's the thing about decorating for Christmas, is that you will tweak every little thing as you go. But I wanted to make sure that all the way around, and there's a little surprise for everything. So now we're going to go and we're going to add this ribbon to the tree, and this is what makes the tree pop. This is what's going to make it look really, really soft and royal. Okay. So I've got this, which is a dusty blue. And then I've also got, that's dusty blue. Let me get the one that's open. And then I've also got a navy blue, which is a deep dark blue. And I think those two together are really gonna make a beautiful, beautiful thing. Uh-oh, I just totally popped that whole roll, but that's okay. So with this ribbon, you cannot fishtail. It is thick velvet with a gold lame. So with this, what I like to do is I like to just cut it at a slant. And this type of ribbon, I like to start from the top. I'm gonna go right here, take my fingers. I showed y'all this last year, but it gives it a little bit of body. And I am just going to place it in the tree. And we're just going to kind of go with it. Let it tell us what it wants to do. Drop you there. And we don't want it to compete with our other ribbon. I want it to kind of be flowy. I don't want it to be too uniform. And I want it to be sporadic. So I'm gonna make sure you're cutting your angles, some pieces. Now to me, this is the most important part of the tree. Because this is your most expensive ribbon, right here. And of course, you're going to be tweaking as you come in and out. You're going to go back and you're going to see something that you didn't see before. That's the whole point of Christmas decorating is, and it also helps if you have somebody with you. I will put that into the notes. Really helps if you have, you know, a girlfriend or whatever, or a guy friend, or and then I'm making sure to leave gaps and spaces between my ribbons because we're going to be coming back and we're going to be adding our navy blue. So I'm going to finish this up and then we're going to go on to the next color. When I'm done with this color, I will show y'all what it looks like, and then we will add our blueberries. All right, friends, so I promised you that I would show you what the dusty blue ribbon looks like on the tree. I think it turned out stunning. It adds just that subtle touch of blue, and of course, then we got the blueberries. We're about to add our navy blue. This is a 1-inch ribbon by D. Stevens. It's the velvet with the gold lame backing, and it is just, it's my absolute favorite. It always adds that finishing touch. This tree is going to have a lot of ribbon and picks in it. It's going to look very majestic. It's going to look very, very full, and that's the look that I'm going for because I want it to resemble, you know, the theme, but it's going to be really full. So, warning ahead of time, it is not going to be skimpy by any means. Okie doke. So let's add our D. Stevens. I'm going to go ahead and cut more of these Chanel stems. But this ribbon is blue. It looks black on, you can see it in the light. Let's see if I can get it in the light. And it's not doing it injustice. Can you see that? It looks black on camera, but it's a deep royal navy blue. Very, very pretty. And it's going to darken up our theme. We are going to take our end right there and we're going to cut us a thing. Now, this is where we're going to be careful because it's navy blue. So anything dark on this tree is going to show up really, really prominent. And I almost want it to kind of twirl, if that makes any sense. Wherever it wants to go, it's going to go. Really like that. Right there. I'm gonna go right here. And we're going to try and twist and see what it does. And maybe, okay, it's gonna go over here, which is great because we can just kind of, it's gonna add color over there. But it just, oh yes, that's so pretty, y'all. It's so pretty. Okay, there we go. That's pretty. That gave me goosebumps. I'm not boasting myself, boosting, however you want to put it, but it is so pretty. I love when I think in my head, I think I said this last year, I got so excited. But when you think in your head of a design and then you come here and you start to put the design together and it's just like, it takes your breath away. That is the magic of Christmas. It's surprising yourself. Now I'm gonna do what they call oversized ringlets. I want some navy blue coming out of the top, and we want, let's see if our ribbon will cooperate with us. If you're uncertain about it at the first moment, you'll come back. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you will adjust. I purchased a whole nother roll. This was from last year, but I purchased this year because, like I said, Showstopper Designs is an Etsy store. She is amazing. Trey is absolutely amazing. She sent me a beautiful scalloped gold and almost like a rose pink or a dusty pink colored ribbon by D. Stevens. Unfortunately, pink is not in my theme, but I am planning on doing a big Valentine's Day wreath in January. So I'll be using her ribbon. She sent that to me, And if you're watching this video, Trey, I love you. I appreciate it. You are my #1 go-to spot for ribbon. So just keep on buying ribbon because I'm gonna keep on buying. And then, of course, I ordered a bunch of the Dusty Blue. I guess I bought 4 Dusty Blues and I only bought 2 of the Navy Blues. But she just got more Navy Blue in stock, so I do need to pick up another one of those. So, but we're early in the game, so that's good. That's good. And I do apologize ahead of time. This is a very long video. I'm a very big talker. So I do apologize as I'm walking away because I'm not guilty of that, but I am. So I am going to grab the bag. So this is all the ribbon that I used last year. That's the beauty of quality luxury ribbon. Okay. This ribbon right here, that's how it started. And after Christmas, as I was taking it down from the tree, I just wounded it up so that I could preserve it and use it again. What do you guys think? So I have my navy blue. On camera, it looks black. I do apologize, but it is navy blue. And then I have these little ringlets. I think that, I don't know. But there is what the tree looks like. Okay. So, I added a couple of the ringlets. We're not going to be using the diamond. It's too much for this year. So, I'm just going to go through and just add just a little bit of this cream to the tree. Now, like I said, this tree is going to have a lot going on, but everything's going to be cohesive. It's going to look good. Everything's going to flow. All right, so now that I've got all my ribbon on my tree and I am doing the final touches, I am going through and I am adding those little elements, the picks. I'm seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then I'm going to add these blueberries that I bought. I bought a bunch. I got a bunch. Not that, that's not all. And I'm going to cut these picks because it almost doubles. And they're all bendable, and I'm going to choose spots that I feel that are bare, that need just that little bit of touch. I know this has almost been like a full-blown tutorial, and I did not want it to be, but here we are. Let's see. Oh, so pretty. Okay. You weren't supposed to see that. Okay. So like I said, there is a lot going on this tree. There's a lot going on right now. But that's the look that I'm going for. I usually don't over decorate my trees because I like the actual tree, but this tree has its extended branches. So with that being said, all right. So like I said, there's a lot going on this tree. But that's intentional. This is what I'm wanting before I add ornaments and whatnot. So this was part 1 of the Christmas tree. Part 2 is going to be the embellishments, the ornaments, all of that jazz, and then of course lighting the tree. Now, because this is a pre-lit twinkling tree, there was no need for me to add the twinkling lights to this tree because they're already installed. So here we are. And I think that adds an effect to this tree. I may or may not keep the twinkling effect on. It just depends on how, with the ornaments and everything, it may be too much. But I absolutely love how it's turning out. So I thank you so much for watching today's video. of Christmas Tree Part 1, 2025. Can you believe it, guys? And I will catch you in the next video. Oh, wait. If you have not, please subscribe, like, and give this video a thumbs up. It helps a small channel like mine. I am trying my hardest to reach great people, create a great community of like-minded people who love decorating and just everything decorating. So yeah, so please subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and I will catch you in Christmas Tree Decorating Part 2. Bye. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Remember the reason for the season on. Hey, remember the reason for the season on. Come on.
Know the reason for the season on.
Simply Dallas.